2. Okay, so let's lie on our back.
Okay. Well, we should say hi to people first.
Maybe we should leave this part up there.
Hi guys.
Annie and Shelley.
Annie and Shelley. Absolutely. So excited to be back with everybody, be back together and making another little yoga video. This one particularly today is like very hip and low back centric. I think we've been carrying a lot of tension, and so we put something together that we thought would kind of address some of that. We're going to start on our backs.
Yes.
So come to lie comfortably on the floor. You can let your feet kind of find your way a little bit wider and let your knees knock in and rest against each other. This particularly feels good on your low back because you can really allow your low back to soften into the mat. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes just so you can kind of tune in, notice the breath. Just gathering our awareness and starting to draw it inward. Notice the rise and fall of your abdomen here. Really appreciating that cleansing exhale and that nourishing inhale. Bringing some symmetry to your breath, so letting your inhale and exhale kind of mirror one another in length and in depth. Working towards just enjoying a smooth wave of breath. Staying here for just a moment, enjoying the relaxation that comes from just a few deep calming breaths. And maybe decide here if there's a word or a phrase that you want to set for your intention for this practice. Holding it in the front of your mind. Letting it be your focus for our class together today. One more moment here, just enjoying a little bit of ease before our practice begins. And finally, we'll take a kindred breath. So filling up the belly deeply on the inhale. We'll exhale, sigh it out. One more kindred breath. Big full inhale. And exhale, sighing it out. Beautiful. And from here, Shelley's going to take us through a little warm-up.
All right, so let's go ahead and just draw our knees into the chest. Press the low back into the mat. You might need to wiggle the hips out a little bit. And then wrap the arms around the shins. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Press the low back into the mat. Maybe rock from side to side, massaging out your spine. And then making our way back to center. We're going to take the left leg or the left foot and plant it on the mat. Interlace the fingers around the right knee and draw it into the chest. So you can keep this left knee bent, or you can straighten the leg out, whatever gives you the best stretch. So again, you're drawing that right knee into the chest, flexing the feet. You want to wind the ankles out here. It's a good spot. And then coming back to stillness, gently release that right knee. And then take your right knee over towards your right shoulder, drawing back just a little further. Remembering the breath. gently release and bring the right knee back to center. Take your left hand to the right knee, draw it across the body for a supine twist. You can extend your right arm out long and shift your gaze to your right hand. Again, remembering to breathe. And then gently roll back onto your back. Draw your right knee in. The left knee comes in to meet it. Again, giving yourself a squeeze. And then bring your right foot down to the mat, keeping the right knee bent, drawing that left knee in. And again, if you want to extend the right leg out long, you can. Another opportunity to wind the ankles. Ann and I are cracking here. I think.
It sounds like a bowl of Rice Krispies.
And then slightly release, and then take that left knee over towards the left shoulder. Nice continuous breath. Enjoying the stretch. Slightly release, bring the left knee back, and then take the right knee, hand to the left knee, draw it across the body, extending your left arm out long, shifting your gaze to the left hand. And then go ahead and roll back onto your back, draw your right knee in, again giving yourself a squeeze. Plant both feet on the mat. And now we're going to come into a reclined figure four stretch. So cross your right ankle to the top of the left knee. So you have options here. You can just stay like this and press that right knee open, flexing the right foot. Or you can lift the left leg up so the shin's parallel with the ceiling, interlace the fingers behind the thigh and draw the thigh towards you. Again, we're pressing our low back into the mat. And then go ahead and release. Bring the left foot down, the right foot meets it. And then we'll do the other side. So cross the left ankle to the top of the right knee. Again, just pressing that left knee open. Or go ahead and bring your right shin parallel with the ceiling. Interlace the fingers and draw that right thigh towards you. Again, remembering your breath. Take an inhale, and then exhale. Bring both feet down to the mat. Awesome. Now Ann's going to take us through a little bridge series.
So setting up for a little bit of bridge, flowing through it. Go ahead and let your feet come hip distance apart. Heels are close to our seat, making sure our toes and knees are tracking towards the front of the room. On the inhale, you're going to drive up through your heels and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, lowering back down to the ground. Inhale, grounding, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. Moving with the breath here as you inhale, lift and create some space. And exhale, lower down. This final time here, we're going to inhale and stay here to hold. If you enjoy opening up the chest a little bit more, you can bend your arms at 90 degrees, kind of taking robot arms and then pressing your upper arms into the floor to really open up the heart space a little bit more. Open up through the chest. Breathing here. Really active back body. One more breath. And then go ahead, exhale, lowering all the way back to the ground. From here, draw your knees in towards your chest. We're going to start to rock a little bit along the length of our spine. And then we're going to come enough to where we get enough momentum that we rock forward. And then we're just going to cross our feet and ankles and find our way back to tabletop. So in our tabletop, we're gonna work on a little bit of, again, outer hip and thigh kind of stretching and activation. So we're gonna start with our tabletop. Shoulders are over the wrists, hips are stacked over the knees. We're gonna activate that outer left hip here. We call this, we lovingly refer to this as fire hydrant pose, and you'll see why in a minute. You're gonna, you're gonna lift that left leg up and out. What would that be? External rotation, I forget.
Yeah.
And then exhale, bring that left foot down. Inhale, left leg comes up. Now you know why we call it fire hydrant. Exhale, bring that leg down. Inhale, bringing it out wide, really activating that outer left hip and glute. Bringing it back down. One more time. Inhale, lift it. And then bring it down. This time extend that left foot straight out behind you. Bring it behind you and plant it just off the back right corner of your mat. And now enjoy a big yummy stretch by peeking over your right shoulder and gazing back at that left foot. On your next breath, let your head come back to center, and then you're going to swing that left foot wide, lining it up so your left toes are roughly in line with that right knee, and then sink your hips back. It's kind of a variation of a cross between gate pose and child's pose. Breathing here. One more breath. On your next inhale, slowly start to come forward, and we'll tuck that left knee, and we'll do all that again now on the right side. Why can't I think of what I guess that's external rotation. Anyway, inhale, lift that right leg up and out. Exhale, right knee comes back down. Inhale, the right knee up. So we're keeping a really active leg here. We're not letting the leg go soft. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, the right leg up and out. Exhale, down. Last time here, we're going to inhale, open it up. Exhale, close it down. Extend that right leg straight out behind. And then we're going to swing it behind us, park it on the back left corner of our mat, and then peek around that left shoulder. Big opening for the right side here. One more breath. Go ahead and let your head come back to center, and then that right leg swings out wide, planting the toes so they're roughly in line with that left knee, and then sink the hips back towards the heels. One more breath here. Nice stretch for the inner thighs. And then on your next inhale, slowly come back up to center. And we'll come back to tabletop. Here we're going to set up for a nice puppy pose. We've done a lot of leg work, so it'll feel good to work our upper chest too. So keeping your hips high, start to walk your hands towards the upper outer corner of the front of your mat, just kind of bowing your heart and your throat down towards the floor. Breathing into puppy pose. One more breath. On your next inhale, slowly walk back to your tabletop. And then from here, we're going to curl our toes and shift our hips and find our way back to down dog. Taking a minute here to just pedal out your toes, shift your hips, do any other little movements that you need to do to kind of warm up your down dog. Maybe shaking out the head and neck. Any little movements that help you start to create more space. From down dog, inhale, coming forward to plank pose. And then we're going to lower down however we need to and meet on our bellies on the floor. Tops of the feet release. Hands are under the shoulders. We're going to inhale to a little baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, little baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. This time, think about really activating, pressing the inner thighs together, tops of the feet pressing into the floor. Inhale, see if you can hover your hands up off of the floor. Breathing here. You'll notice you're rocking a little bit with your breath, and that's okay. Really active back body here. One more breath, and then go ahead and release everything back to the floor. Curl your toes and shift your hips, and slowly finding our way back to down dog. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna get into our flow. So from our down dog, inhale the right heel up, really reach with those right toes. As you exhale, driving the foot between the hands, back foot spins flat. We're gonna inhale and lift up into warrior one. So we're just starting with a nice long hold in our warrior one. So taking a minute to make sure we're happy with our feet. Widening our stance if we feel like we need a little bit more stability. Right hip draws back, left hip comes forward. If you enjoy extending the arms straight up, that's perfect. Just making sure it doesn't cause your upper chest to kind of bow out. So breathing here. Settling into the legs. Really strong and active in our warrior one. Two more breaths here. As you inhale, lengthening up through the crown of the head. As we exhale, planting the hands, stepping the right toes back, and just pressing back to down dog. Taking a second here just to kind of process how the right side feels from that warrior one. And then we're going to take it on the left side. Inhaling the left heel up, reaching that foot long. And as you exhale, bring it between the hands, spinning the back foot flat. Inhale, lifting up warrior one. So same thing, same setup here, taking a second to make sure your legs feel strong and engaged. Actively pressing into the floor. Left hip draws back, right hip comes forward.
It's a good opportunity to adjust your clothes.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Forever. All right. Breathing here, settling in. Take a second to draw your awareness inward. See if there's anything you're really gripping onto. Maybe your shoulders are feeling extra scrunchy. See if you can soften there. If there's some other place that you can soften and just let go a little bit more. We're here for a couple more breaths. Scrunchy is a very technical term now. I've been feeling scrunchy a lot. One more breath. Inhale, lengthening up, and then exhale, planting the hands, stepping the left toes back, pressing our way back to down dog. So from here, we're going to inhale up on both toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, and start to slowly walk or step up to the front of our mat. We're going to find ourselves to a wide-footed position with our toes out and our heels in. And as you're ready, you can sink yourself down into a low squat or a malasana that's as comfortable for you. So some people's malasana may look more like this, and that's perfect. But find the low squat that's going to work for you, and we'll just stay here and breathe a few moments. Thinking about making sure we're upright and active, we're not sunken down in. Lots of big hip stretch here, so this is good. One more moment. As you inhale, let your hands come down. We'll start to slowly shift our hips up forward. And then stepping back to plank. If you've been dying for a vinyasa, here's your chance. You can roll through your vinyasa, saving that inhale for that big cobra or up dog. and then find your way back to down dog. Dying for vinyasa. You know what I meant. She knows what I meant. All right. So we're going to do that again, but we're going to add on a little bit more. So inhale the right heel up. Exhale, driving the foot between the hands, spinning the back foot flat. Inhale brings us up, warrior one. Settling in here, making sure we're really happy with our feet, really happy with how active our hips and our lower back, our sort of core's all drawn in. And then from here, we're going to add in a pyramid, but because a lot of us don't probably have props and support at home, we're not going to take it all the way down to the floor. So you have options here. Start to straighten out your front leg and bending at the hips, lifting through the heart. As you exhale, start to fold forward. We're just going to come to where our upper torso is sort of parallel with the floor. If you don't love arms extended, you always have the option of bringing hands to hips. Really, you probably could do a sort of an alternated right hand out, left hip on the hip if you want to play with it. But really reaching through the crown of your head, staying really anchored through those feet. 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, rise back up. And then we're going to exhale, sink back into our warrior one. Just noticing now how our warrior one feels, maybe a little bit different after that pyramid. One more breath. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, plant the hands, stepping the right toes back and pressing back to down dog. Again on the left side. Inhale up through that left leg. As you exhale, driving that foot between the hands, back toes spin. Inhale brings us up, warrior one. Taking a moment to feel really supported, really happy with how our legs feel before we change them. And then if you're ready, straightening out that front leg and decide, are you going to be hands on hips or hands extended? Inhale up through the crown of the head and then bending at the waist, coming forward. Not waist, I meant hips. You know what I meant. So we're not thinking about, we're trying to preserve that nice flat back here. And then deciding how we're going to take our hands for our modified pyramid. Notice if there's some place we can soften here. Everything is so active, but there's still places where we can let go. One more moment. And then inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bending back into warrior one. Breathing here. On your next inhale, lengthening. As you exhale, planting the hands, stepping the left toes back and pressing back to down dog. Working our way back to the front of the mat for Malasana. Inhale up on both toes. Exhale, bending the knees and walking or stepping up so that our heels are in and our toes are out. This time, we'll lower down into our Malasana and then maybe think about walking our hands forward, kind of a little forward fold in our Malasana. Really think about maybe tenting your fingers. You can press down into the floor so you feel really grounded and supported. Making sure not to hold your breath here. One more moment. On your next inhale, slowly walk your hands back in and then gently lifting your hips up, planting your hands and stepping your feet back in plank. And again, if you've got a vinyasa that's calling your name, rolling through it, saving that inhale for that big yummy cobra or up dog. And then exhale, shift back down dog. Beautiful. How are you doing?
Good.
We changed up the view. It works. It's just weird. All right.
Hey, Annie.
Hey, what's up? Fancy being new here. All right, so we're gonna do that one more time and add on one more pose. So inhaling the right heel up. Exhale, driving the foot between the hands, spinning the back toes flat. Inhale brings us up, warrior one. Inhale, it lengthen, straightening that right leg. As you exhale, bowing forward for pyramid pose. Again, deciding what's gonna feel best on your hands. Maybe it's hands to hips. Maybe it's extended. Like I said, maybe it's a half and half. One more breath here. On your next inhale, reach the arms up, bending into that front knee, warrior one. Keeping track of our breath here. Inhale, exhale. Those hands are going to come down. We're going to revolve here. So planting your left hand, opening the right hand up to the ceiling. So you're rotating in towards that thigh. If your back ankle doesn't love to be flat, you can always pop up on the ball of the back toes. Those are both options here. You're still going to get a really nice outer hip stretch, really getting into that leg. Two more breaths here. On your next exhale, let that right hand come down and plant. We're going to step those right toes back and press back to down dog. Rolling through that now on the left side. So we're going to inhale that left heel up. Exhale, driving the foot between the hands, spinning the back foot flat. Inhale brings us up, warrior one. Settling in here to our last warrior on this side. On your next in-breath, start to straighten out that left leg as you exhale, reaching forward. Taking whatever variation of this pyramid with your arms is going to work. Strong core here to support the back. One more moment here. On your next in-breath, we're going to bring it back up and then bend on the exhale back into warrior one. I guess I lied when I said that other one was the last one, didn't I? Oops, my bad. One more breath here. On your next exhale, we're going to come down, planting that right hand and then revolving, opening up those left fingertips up towards the ceiling. And again, if your right ankle feels uncomfortable staying flat, just pop up on the ball of the right toes. Here and active and breathing. One more moment. On your next exhale, let that left hand come down and plant. Step the left toes back and find your way back to down dog. We'll take a big kindred breath. Inhale, fill up the lungs. Exhale, sigh it out. Good. We're going to come to one final malasana, this time with a twist. So inhale up on both toes. Exhale, bend the knees. As you look forward, just step or walk forward. So we're finding our way to the front of our mat. Heels are in, toes are out. Lowering down. Hopefully now that we're nice and warm and active, this malasana feels a little bit roomy and more roomy and spacious. It's like moving from a one bedroom to a two bedroom.
Yes.
And this time we're going to add on the twist. So inhale, and as you exhale, plant that left hand and extend the right hand up. If it's comfortable, your gaze can follow your thumb. On your next exhale, plant the right hand and switch. Send the left hand high. One more time to switch. Plant the left hand and the right hand goes high.
Can we bind here, Ann?
Heck yeah! If you can, I can't bind, but please bind. If you would like to bind, please bind with Shelley.
Yeah, I like
I
to
will-
bind here.
I will golf clap because that's like a 3-bedroom for me. I don't have that. And then if you're with me, we're gonna bring that right hand down and extend back up. So then you bind on both your sides. Is that what you do? Nice.
Yeah. Peel the shoulder open.
Beautiful,
That's the
yeah.
key here. It does feel nice though. We've done enough twisting to do this.
We have done, yeah. That's good. One more breath here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and let my left hand come down. From here, we're just gonna carefully come to our seat, sitting down on our sits bones, carefully letting our legs come together. We were in that Malasana for a long time, so
Yes.
I noticed that in the outer hip. And then we are scooching back.
We're gonna wipe her.
Oh, we're gonna wipe her, that's
Yeah,
right.
We're gonna
All right.
wipe her. So bring your feet out to the edges of the mat. We're gonna love this, hands behind you. Just take a nice wipering here. So feel nice on that outer thigh.
Especially after all the, yeah, that feels really good after that.
Nice and slow. Don't speed through this. Really enjoy it. Maybe drop that leg over and hold it. And then come back to center and go to the other side. Nice. And then come back to center. All right.
I can just windshield wiper all
Yeah.
day.
She's just gonna windshield wiper.
Don't mind me.
Anyway, we're gonna come back to center.
Mhm.
And then we're gonna make our way to a cobbler's pose. So just kind of bring the soles of the feet in, press the knees out. Good. How about we do this? This wasn't in the plan, but we're gonna bring our hands behind us so your the back of the hands are kind of by the hips, fingertips pointing out. Press into the hands and then open the chest a little bit.
Mm.
I think this feels nice after that Malasana.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like we needed this.
Yeah.
And it prepares us for a stretch that we're gonna do shortly.
That's
It's
nice.
similar, a modification.
You can call audibles like this all day.
Yeah. All right, let's make our way carefully back up to a seat. Awesome, so we're gonna add a little hamstring stretch here.
Mhm.
You're gonna leave the left foot bent in, but maybe take the foot a little bit over closer to center. And then plant the right foot. You're gonna draw the knee into the chest, interlace the fingers around the foot. So if you have a towel, this might be where you wanna take your towel around the ball of the foot. And then we're gonna press the foot into the hands and straighten the leg and take a nice hamstring stretch here. So try to flatten out the back, sit up nice and tall. You're gonna need your breath here, for certain. So find that breath. Use the breath to release any tightness that you might be feeling. Two more breaths. So we're going to move into cradle the baby. So we're going to start to bend that right knee. We're going to take the right knee to the right tricep, right foot to the left tricep, and draw that right calf towards the chest. So sit up nice and tall in this. Don't round out. Sit up nice and tall. Use your breath. And then when you're ready, you can rock your baby.
I don't know why I'm rocking my baby like I'm mad at it. I gotta slow down.
She's got an anxious, angry mama. It's all these days home with the kids.
Gentle. Gently. Gently rock that baby. For 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Let's release the right leg. And we'll take the right foot. We're going to draw that in towards the center. And then we're going to plant the left foot. Bend your left knee. Sit up nice and tall. Again, you can use your towel around the ball of the foot, or you can interlace the fingers. Press the foot into the hand and straighten your leg. You're pressing that right knee open too. So make sure that you're doing that sitting up nice and tall. Don't forget to breathe. We're sitting like this because we didn't think we could face each other.
And not giggle through the whole thing. Not that we haven't already.
These are some times in life where you gotta have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't just like hand itself over. We got to create some fun, huh?
Exactly. Let's do one more breath. Start bending that left knee. We'll move to cradle the baby. So left knee to left tricep, left foot to the right, drawing the shin towards the chest, sitting up nice and tall. And then when you're ready, you can rock or you can stay stationary. Just getting a nice stretch here. For 3, 2, 1. Good. And then release. Coming back to cobblers, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Draw the heels in. So we're going to take a little bit of a fish pose from with cobbler's feet. So you've got the feet together and bring your hands behind you just like we did before, but this time we're going to lower down onto the forearms. So the knees are going to splay open. We're going to start drawing the heart towards the ceiling and let the head go back. Try not to crane the neck. Nice arch in the back. Using the breath, the elbows are underneath of the shoulders. So if they're splayed out like mine just were, make sure you walk them in so that the elbows are right underneath the shoulders. I'm demoing the wrong way to do it. Using your breath. Three more breaths. So to come out of this, you are going to walk your elbows out a little bit. I want you to draw your chin to your chest. Slowly lower down to the mat. And then we're going to straighten the legs out. Let's take a nice big stretch. So take an inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale. And bring the arms down beside you. I think we were supposed to stay seated.
Oh.
Don't
We
mind,
can rock back up.
don't mind us, folks. Let's bend the knees. And then we're going to carefully wake our way back up to the seat. All right, so from here, we're going to take a couple of Marichiasana poses. So let's make our way to stack. Sit up nice and tall. Let's stretch here. Let's inhale your arms up. And then exhale. Bring your hands behind you. Clasp the hands. And then let's take a nice heart opener here. For 3, 2, 1. And now we've reset. All right. So we're going to, is that good? Okay.
That was a nice little, yeah.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to bend the right knee, right foot beside us here. Flex your left foot and sit up nice and tall. You're going to inhale your arms up, and we're going to exhale, fold over that left knee. Reach for the calf, the shin, or the foot. Again, another spot for your towel. Try to keep the right knee close to the right shoulder. And you want to inhale, lengthen over the knee, and then exhale, soften. Inhale, lengthen, exhaling, soften. And then inhale the arms up. Exhale, releasing your hands to the mat. And now we're going to add a little twist here. So you're going to take your left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right hand plants behind you. And we're going to twist to the right, sitting up nice and tall. And then maybe take the chin and look over the left shoulder. Bringing the chin back to neutral. And then look over the right shoulder. Bringing the chin back to center. And then release your twist. Awesome. Straightening your right leg, maybe wiggle it out a little bit if you need to. And we'll go to the other side. So bend the left knee, plant that left foot. Sitting up nice and tall, flexing the right foot. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Again, reach for the calves, the shins, the feet, or use your towel. And you want to think, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Again, keeping that left knee close to the left shoulder. Using the breath to release any tension. And then inhale the arms up. Exhale, releasing the hands to the mat. Take the right hand around the left knee. Plant the left hand behind you, sitting up nice and tall. Taking a nice twist to the left. This time, take the chin to the chest. Bring the chin back to neutral, and then we'll gently take the head back. Bring the chin back to neutral, nice and slow. And then we'll release the twist, turning back to center. And then we're going to straighten the left leg out. Let's just bring the arms straight out in front of us, Frankenstein pose. And then we're going to slowly lower down to the mat. Awesome. And then let's put a bend in the knees. One more time, let's windshield wiper the feet. So bring the feet out to the edges of the mat. Gently windshield wiper the feet. I don't know about you, Ann, but I see a lot of people really take this windshield wipering fast.
Yeah.
This is such a nice twist, even if you want to take it to one side and hold just like we did when we were seated. Coming back to center and take it to the other side. Don't ever rush through this. This is one of those yummy.
I wonder if it's because we call them windshield wipers and windshield wipers go fast. Maybe we need to call it something else. Do you know what I mean?
You could turn the speed down on your wiper.
They're not really wiping anything.
You need to adjust your wipers.
Slow wipers.
This is when it's just a drizzle.
Slow-mo.
This is the drizzle setting on your wipers.
But I wonder if that's like a visualization. You say windshield wipers and people are...
That's true.
I never thought about that until just now.
All
But you're right. People take it faster than... I think this is definitely one of those things where slower is way better.
Yeah, so bring both knees back to center. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Wrap your arms around your shins. Draw your forehead to the knees. Flex the feet. Give yourself a nice big hug. Lots of love. Take an inhale. And then exhaling, we release into Shavasana. And if you were in class, I would be handing you a lovely lavender and eucalyptus towel right now to help cool you off. But you can just imagine that. Start coming into the breath. Taking a moment to settle into your mat. Releasing any tension left over from the practice. Releasing any tension that you might be holding in your face. Releasing tension in the jaw. Soften the muscles in your neck. Bringing awareness to your shoulders, to your elbows, and to the wrists. Making our way to the hands, maybe draw the fingers in softly and give the hand a squeeze, and then gently release those fingers. Relaxing the hand, bringing awareness back
to the shoulders, to our heart center. Relaxing through the hips, softening the thighs, softening the knees, softening through the ankles, bringing some awareness to the toes. Give the toes a little bit of a scrunch. Gently releasing with a wiggle, letting any tension in the feet flow out through the toes. Bringing awareness to your calves. Softening through the back of the legs. Releasing any tension you might be holding in the low back. Making our way to the upper back. Again, softening that jaw if you might be clenching, releasing the tongue. Softening that space in between the eyebrows. Taking an inhale from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head. Exhaling from the crown to the toes. Take an inhale from the toes to the crown. And then as you exhale to the toes, surrendering into the mat, taking some time to relax and rest. Slowly bringing your awareness back to the room, wiggling your fingers and wiggle your toes. Taking one last full body stretch, we'll extend the arms overhead and press your toes towards the front of the room. Take an inhale. Side out exhale. Gently drawing the knees in, rolling over onto your side, cradling your head in your arm, and just taking a moment to acknowledge your practice today, thanking yourself for taking time out in your day to do something just for you. And then when you're ready, press up to a seated position with hands at heart center and eyes softly closed. Thank you so much for sharing your practice today with Annie and I. We're going to bring our thumbs to our third eye, the center of our intuition, and together we'll bow our heads and say, Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, friends. We miss you a lot.
We do. We hope everybody's hanging in there. We're looking forward to the day when things start to slowly open back up again and we can practice together.
And we're back to normal.
Yeah.
But
until then,
we'll keep sending love and light to you.
we will, and the occasional yoga video with some giggles too.
Hope you had as much fun as we did.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.